ठीक है। अब देखो, तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल मेरे को ये लेट मी टेल यू कि सपोज यू आर गोइंग टू स्टार्ट, आई एम फर्स्ट टॉकिंग अबाउट द इम्प्लीमेंटेशन प्रोजेक्ट। ठीक है, एक प्रोजेक्ट में व्हेन यू आर वर्किंग क्या क्या होता है, हाउ द टीम साइज एंड ऑल, जो भी मतलब प्रिपरेशन पार्ट है, दैट आई एम टॉकिंग फर्स्ट।
Okay.
So, for example, for every project we have a method, right? So we have to follow that method, and based on that, we are implementing the project.
Yes, yes, correct.
So for each method, there will be different phase.
Okay.
Okay. So before knowing the different methodology, different phase, जब कोई implementation project start होता है, for example, 3rd of October implementation is going to start.
Okay.
तो उससे पहले क्या होता है कि टीम असाइनमेंट हो जाता है। सो दीज मेनी टीम्स विल बी देयर इन एमएम में, सपोज 4 5 consultants will be there.
Okay.
Then slowly, so once you get to know that एमएम में 4 5 लोग हैं, you will also try to understand कि एफआई में कितने लोग हैं।
Okay.
ठीक है, एफआई में कितने लोग हैं, then you will try to understand how many modules are there in this implementation project.
Okay.
It is not mandatory कि सब मॉड्यूल होगा।
Okay.
Okay, maybe client can go for MM, FI, SD, PP, PM, QM, EWM. So at least these are the functional module.
Okay.
इसके अलावा अगर कुछ चाहिए, सपोज EHS है, हेल्थ
Okay.
हेल्थ
Okay.
एनवायरनमेंट मॉड्यूल हो गया। ठीक है, so it is just an example. So mostly हम लोग whenever we are working, these are the relevant module which is needed to us.
Okay.
ठीक है, so we get to know that अच्छा इतना modules है इस project में, and for each module these are the resources. So resource का list मिल जाएगा, resource list, who will get the resource list? This list will be there with the either team lead or the project manager
Okay.
or the project lead. ठीक है, तो एक कंपनी में मे बी देयर विल बी अ डिफरेंट रिसोर्स ऑफ ए प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर, प्रोजेक्ट लीड और टीम लीड। सो इंडिविजुअली मे बी सब अलग अलग हो सकते
Okay.
हैं। ठीक है, बट देयर विल बी द प्रोजेक्ट जिसमें सिर्फ एक प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर होगा, एंड देयर विल बी अ टीम लीड। प्रोजेक्ट लीड एंड टीम लीड बोथ आर सेम।
Okay.
दिस इज ऑल्सो वन ऑफ द सिनेरियो। ठीक है, इसके अलावा यू विल हैव द टीम ऑफ कंसल्टेंट हु विल बी हेल्पिंग यू, एंड इफ required they can have separate testing team,
Okay.
और मे बी, सो मैंने ऐसे भी प्रोजेक्ट काम किया है जिसमें टेस्टिंग टीम कंप्लीटली डिफरेंट है। ठीक है, मैंने ऐसे भी प्रोजेक्ट में काम किया वेयर वी आर ओनली टेस्टिंग,
Okay.
टेस्टिंग टीम सेपरेट रखने की जरूरत नहीं। सो व्हेन ऑल दीज कम्स इनटू द पिक्चर कि सेपरेट टीम अलग होगा, टेस्टिंग टीम विल बी डिफरेंट, कंसल्टेंट विल बी डिफरेंट, टीम लीड विल बी डिफरेंट, project lead will be different, and project manager will be different. When the company wants to increase their team size,
Okay.
because for each resource they need to pay, right?
Yes, yes.
So हर resource के लिए they have to pay. So now, और ये डिपेंड करता है कंपनी टू कंपनी। फॉर एवरी कंपनी देयर विल बी a different budget for the
Okay.
resources. Okay, if we'll take an example of Wipro, Infosys, TechM, TCS, या फिर इस लेवल का जो भी कंपनीज है,
Okay.
so they always wants to keep more team members in the site. So at least 8 हो गया including everything. Otherwise, they will have at least 4 to 5 consultants, including project manager and the project lead resources, everything. सब मिला के 4 to 5 resources should be there for any implementation.
Okay.
But if you're working in big four in the sense, big four मालूम है ना? Deloitte,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
KPMG, EY and PwC.
Okay.
यहाँ पे जाओगे तो मे बी यू विल हैव ओनली 2 resource who will be working everything, जो
Okay.
रिक्वायरमेंट गैदरिंग भी करेगा, एंड देन कंसल्टिंग आल्सो, लाइक डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन आल्सो, फिर क्या कहते हैं, कॉन्फ़िगरेशन भी करेगा, टेस्टिंग भी करेगा, एवरीथिंग दे विल डू,
Okay.
where they will have authorization for each and every topic, so they can access everything.
Okay.
But when you are working in like the companies where the resources are more, they will have limitation. कि चलो, okay, one resource will be looking after master data, resource will be looking after procurement, डॉक्यूमेंट टाइप का, वन रिसोर्स विल बी वर्किंग ओनली फॉर द रिलीज प्रोसीजर, वन
Okay.
वन एम्प्लॉय विल बी वर्किंग ओनली इन द इन्वेंटरी मैनेजमेंट। ठीक है, ऐसे
Okay.
करके दिस इज हाउ इट इज डिवाइडेड। So it is
Okay.
depend in which like project you are working, how they are designing their team. It is depend upon.
Okay.
Okay. So anyway, whatever the whether they have two resource or 10 resource or 8 resource in your project, you will get to know.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So once you understand that, slowly you will understand that how many resources, because MM is integrated module with at least FI, SD and PP.
Yes, yes, yes. Correct.
So you will get to know कि FI का कौन है, SD का कौन है, PP का कौन है. So you'll get to know all this information so that tomorrow if you'll have any issues, you can reach out to them.
Yes, correct.
And after that, so now who is onboarding the resource in a project? Is very much important to understand. अभी आप बताओ, when you was working in a support project, so somebody might have tagged you into a project, right?
Yes.
So who does that?
Project manager.
Right. So now it is depend in which company you are working, company to company. So there is
Okay.
a team called PMO,
Okay.
Project Manager Office. Okay. So they will only be responsible for onboard. So this PMO team is only responsible for onboarding the resource and offboarding the resource. उसके अलावा उसका कोई काम नहीं.
Okay.
So they will be responsible for taking care of onboarding, means when are you onboarding the team, you are getting laptop or not, you have all the access or not, you have all the software in place or not, you have all the authorization or not,
Okay.
share folder का access है कि नहीं, everything they will be taking care of.
Okay.
Okay, and they will only allocate कि अभी initially for how many months or year you are tagged to this project.
Okay.
ठीक है, सपोज आप एक प्रोजेक्ट में टैग हो रहे हो, सो इनिशियली मे बी दे विल गिव यू द बिलिंग फॉर 4 months और 5 months.
Okay.
मे बी प्रोजेक्ट 3 साल का है, बट इनिशियली दे विल टैग यू फॉर 4 months 5 months एंड दे विल extend after that because that is how they are calculating their budget.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the rule of the PMO team. And
Okay.
every organization there will be a competency team. Okay, competency means practice. That
Okay.
means they will be responsible for the entire resource of the organization. So suppose there is a SAP MM practice or SAP MM competency. मतलब वो कि उसका कोई एक हेड होगा, प्रैक्टिस हेड और कॉम्पिटेंसी लीड. So they will be knowing that okay, how many resources are available in my company. Means how many MM consultants are available in my company.
Okay.
Right? तो वो लोग क्या होता है ना, दे आर नॉट टैग टू एनी प्रोजेक्ट, बट दे विल बी लुकिंग आफ्टर एवरी प्रोजेक्ट कि इस प्रोजेक्ट में इतने लोग असाइन हुए हैं एंड व्हाट इज देयर रोल.
Okay.
Right, who will be working from on site, who will be working from offshore,
Okay.
क्लाइंट लोकेशन पे कौन जाएगा, रिक्वायरमेंट गैदरिंग कौन करेगा. So they will discuss all these things.
Okay.
So this competency team will discuss with the delivery team or the project manager. So basically always competency team or competency head will be the knowing person. He knows each and everything of the project, कि project कैसे execute होता है and all these things. So initially if suppose nobody is there in the team, this competency team only will get interact with the client and they will start discussion.
Okay.
अगर suppose team is ready, then competency team will not be in place. They will just our back support.
Okay.
कल को कुछ issues होता है, suppose we are working in a team, और टीम में अगर suppose we are working, we are doing some configuration but we are not able to achieve the functionality, अब किसको check करना है, because client will escalate it.
Yes, yes, correct.
So we need to check with the competency team or the practice team.
Okay.
So similarly every module will have a practice head, practice lead, or you can call it as competency lead.
Okay.
Okay. Delivery team will be completely the person, the employees who are working for that project, who are responsible for delivering that project.
Okay.
ठीक है, ये वहीं पे डिसाइड हो जाएगा when I will talk about the phases कि जो phase start करेंगे कि initial phase में क्या करते हैं. There you will get to know that कि who will be working from on site, client location कौन है, कौन जाएगा, अगर किसी को जाना है, suppose your project is from UK, so who will
Okay.
travel to UK and when they will travel. So suppose 2 महीने के बाद start होना है project, so they will be knowing that कि after 2 months this project will start, so they need to initiate all their visa process and all. So 2 महीने पहले से all process will start, and
Okay.
then on time the resource will be onboarding to the client location in UK. Maybe project lead or team lead दोनों, they will travel there from MM side. Similarly for every module consultant, maybe project lead, team lead. So it is depend कि on site में कितना resource का requirement है. It is not like कि everybody will go.
Yes, yes.
So maybe client will say I need only one resource in on site.
Okay.
तो एक client एक ही resource जाएगा. Maybe team lead or project lead, or maybe both are same.
Okay.
Okay. And they will be saying, okay, rest all resources will be working from the offshore office
Okay.
locations. ठीक है. उसके बाद बहुत सारा कंपनीज क्या करता है ना, बिफोर स्टार्ट और जस्ट स्टार्टेड द प्रोजेक्ट, सम डिस्कशन हुआ तो क्लाइंट बोलेगा आई वांट टू विजिट एंड मीट
Okay.
फिजिकली विद द ऑफशोर एम्प्लॉइज.
Okay.
तो फिर क्लाइंट में विजिट टू द ऑफिस, वो चेक करेगा, देखेगा, सबके साथ इंटरेक्शन होगा. सो दीज आर द लाइक टाइप ऑफ इंटरेक्शन वेर यू आर डीलिंग विथ योर clients. Okay. And so these are the modules which will be there. ABAP basis और security क्या है पता है?
अबेब अबेब मालूम है, अबेब ऑन बेसिस. अबेब में क्या होता है, हम लोग एज पर बिजनेस रिक्वायरमेंट विल गिव टू द इनपुट्स टू अबेपर्स. They will write the programming coding.
Hmm.
Okay, then they are moved to the our functional related things. Then we will check the SIT, and once we will done the SIT, and we'll go release the from the whatever changes in the ABAP. As per changes, we'll configure in the development system in our MM side. So afterwards, we will check the we'll move to the tier from the development to quality. Then we'll check the in quality server that business requirement testing and all. Afterwards, we'll take UAT from the user, and with approval, uh, project head or project manager approval, then we'll move to the production from quality to from quality. That is the scenario.
Okay. So it is depend what type of help you are taking from the ABAPer and in which project you are working. So different project में different activity होता है. ठीक है.
Yes, yes.
So
Okay.
if you are working in implementation project, it is your greenfield implementation where
Yes.
you will get to know कि अच्छा ये fresh implementation है. If we are able to configure everything in standard, that is fine. But if you are going for any customization, कोई नया enhancement है. Enhancement means completely code change.
Okay.
Okay. In that case, how you will reach out to ABAP and what ABAP is expecting. So ABAP will always ask you to provide the FS document, functional specification document.
Yes, yes, correct.
Without reference of functional specification document, they will not work. Maybe they will discuss with you over Teams or somewhere, but they need some proof कि हाँ ये change करना है तो उसके लिए this proper FS is required.
Yes, yes, correct.
Okay. So that is one thing. Sometimes there will be some runtime error, some issues. So जो भी technical issues आता है, basically for that we reach out to ABAP.
Okay.
Basis is responsible for all your authorization part of your system. कि कौन सा रिसोर्स को कौन सा ऑथराइजेशन देना है, which
Yeah.
authorization is required to the user, right? किस क्या
Yes,
restriction
sir.
करना है and all.
Yes, yes, yes.
And they will be always also responsible for moving the TRs from one system to another system.
Yes, that's correct.
TR is your transport request.
Yes.
ठीक है. डेवलपमेंट से क्वालिटी करना है, डेवलपमेंट से प्रोडक्शन करना है, हाउ वी आर मूविंग इट. सो दे नीड द लिस्ट ऑफ द like TRs. Based on that they will move it.
Yes, yes, correct.
Right. Security system will be taken care by the security of the system. तो it can be your virus security or it can be your system security, कुछ भी हो सकता है. For
Okay.
example, suppose security का live example ये है कि suppose there is a user but he does not have the authorization to create a purchase order, but he is trying to use the transaction code ME21N. Okay.
Okay.
So the moment he will enter ME21N, security team will get to know, or he will be able to see a dump that this is the resource who is trying to do this access, though he does not have this access.
Okay.
Okay, so they will be like checking parallelly कि कहीं कोई illegal like transactions तो नहीं हो रहा है सिस्टम पे. ठीक है,
Okay.
क्लियर है ये चीज.
उसमें ईडब्ल्यू में क्या होता है प्रोसेस?
Now coming there. MM is completely material management. FICO is finance and controlling. SD is sales and distribution. PP production planning. ये सब पता है.
या मालूम है.
PM is plant maintenance. QM is quality management. अभी पहले WM था. WM को extend करके अभी now it is called extended warehouse management.
या डब्ल्यूएम मालूम है मेरे को. उसमें वेयरहाउस मैनेजमेंट एक्टिविटीज होता है, वो पिकिंग एंड पिकिंग प्रोसेस, पुट अवे प्रोसेस,
तो सेम
हैंडलिंग
चीज.
यूनिट्स, बिन मैनेजमेंट.
EWM उसका just एक advanced module है. So now we are not calling WM, we are calling it EWM.
ओके.
Extended warehouse management. So इसमें अभी वो put away है, bin रहेगा, storage bin रहेगा, proper storage area रहेगा.
ओके.
So that is there in EWM.
ओके. ओके.
So whenever you are working in any implementation project, just say inventory management is part of MM, right?
यस,
Procurement
करेक्ट.
and inventory management. But if you're working in implementation project and EWM is also there in scope, suppose EWM भी है scope में,
या.
then EWM team can take care of the inventory management.
यस, यस, करेक्ट.
ठीक है, उसमें अपने को कुछ नहीं करना है. So then in that case, we will be working only in the procurement activity. But you may work in a project where EWM module will not be there. So inventory management completely will be taken care by us.
यस.
Okay, so this is the difference if EWM is there or not there.
ओके.
So just they
सो
have changed the name as extended warehouse management.
यस, यस. एंड वन मोर थिंग, व्हाट अबाउट अरीबा, अरुण?
Which अभी छोड़ दो उसको. We'll talk.
ओके.
We'll talk about that.
ओके. ओके.
Okay. Next, you know about the servers, right?
यस, यस, यस.
Development service system होता है, quality system होता है, production system होता है. So in
ओके.
development system, we are doing all the development with some client. So who are creating all this 800, 300, 1, जो भी client code होता है, who is creating all this and how it is coming. जब आप SAP login करते हो, you're seeing the client code there, right?
यस, यस. 800, 5, 300, 120.
It is not fixed. It can be anything.
यस, 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 करेक्ट.
So who is creating and how it is coming?
ये मालूम नहीं है क्लाइंट कोड कौन डिफाइन करता है.
ये basis करता है, ठीक है. तो basis
ओके.
क्या करता है? Basis team only will prepare the system, whether this is a development system, quality system, or production system. The system readiness is responsibility of basis team.
ओके.
So when they will create development system, they will create a client. Okay, 800 will be the client for development system.
ओके.
Quality system client will be 300. Production system client will be 120. It can be anything. It should be 3 digit only.
मतलब उसको क्लाइंट रिक्वायरमेंट देता है क्या, ये नंबर दे
नहीं
बोलेगा?
नहीं नहीं, ये बेसिस टीम अपना मर्जी से क्रिएट करता है.
ओके. ओके.
क्लाइंट को क्या पता है ये सब चीज.
ओके. ओके.
सिस्टम के लिए एक क्लाइंट कोड जनरेट होता है फॉर ईच सर्वर.
ओके. ओके. अंडरस्टैंड.
Now you can work in a project where there will be a pre-production system also.
यस, यस, यस.
ठीक है. सो प्रोडक्शन, मेन प्रोडक्शन में जाने से पहले दे विल हैव ए प्री प्रोडक्शन. वहां पे मूव करेगा एंड देन ओनली देन दे विल फाइनली मूव टू द प्रोडक्शन सिस्टम. So
ओके.
in that case, they can have 4 systems: development system, quality system, pre-production system, and production system. So चार
यस,
client, चार landscape भी हो सकता है.
यस, 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 करेक्ट.
So it is depend on the client या फिर
या,
basis
या.
की how they are going to do all this.
Yes, yes. I seen in TCS, that is the TCPL client, pre-production system, but I
Mm-hmm.
have never used that pre-production system. Only I use only 3 systems: development, quality, production.
So it is depend on the project to project.
या उसमें प्री प्रोडक्शन में एक्टिविटीज क्या होता है मालूम
सेम एक्टिविटी होता है. वो प्रोडक्शन में मूव करने से पहले दे
नहीं?
विल जस्ट चेक whether everything is working correctly in pre-production just for the backup support.
ओके. ओके. अच्छा, अच्छा.
ठीक है, कि प्रोडक्शन फाइनल प्रोडक्शन में मूव करने से पहले they can check that in quality also, बट क्या होता है कि उन लोगों को काम निकालना रहता है, सो दे वांट टू इंक्रीज, एक नया सिस्टम जनरेट करके काम का टाइम बढ़ेगा उसमें, तो बिलिंग, काम का टाइम बढ़ेगा, टाइमलाइन बढ़ेगा, तो बिलिंग भी ज्यादा होगा।
ओके ओके
तो उसके लिए वो लोग ये एक्टिविटी सब इन्वॉल्व करता है।
ओके ओके
ठीक है।
अंडरस्टूड ओके
हम्म, क्या क्या इनसाइड्स वी हैव डिस्कस्ड, ऑन साइड ऑफशोर वी हैव डिस्कस्ड। ठीक है। उसके बाद, see how the implementation project start now. Okay, let me explain all this, then we'll talk about the methodology. Then there is a concept called kickoff meeting. So
ओके
you heard about it?
या किक ऑफ मीटिंग है मालूम है
क्या होता है उसमें?
किक ऑफ मीटिंग में वो प्रोजेक्ट कब डिलीवरी होता है वो कौन सा पेसेस में कौन कब कंप्लीट करता है मतलब एग्जाम्पल ऐसा मेथोडोलॉजी यूज करता है ओके वो पेसेस रिवाइव करता है लाइक प्रोजेक्ट प्रिपरेशन वो प्रोजेक्ट प्रिपरेशन के लिए कितना टाइम लगता है बीपी के लिए कितना टाइम लगता है रियलाइजेशन पेसेस कितना टाइम लगता है मतलब इसको फाइनल प्रिपरेशन के लिए कितना होता है गो लाइव को कितना होता है प्रोडक्शन सपोर्ट को कितना दिन होता है इंड यूजर ट्रेनिंग ये पूरा इसमें डिस्कस करता है किक ऑफ मीटिंग में
किसके साथ डिस्कस होता है?
वो क्लाइंट से डिस्कस होता है
Okay. So basically, kickoff meeting is the meeting where we are going to introduce with the client.
या करेक्ट
It is the first call where the team, means our consulting team and the client team will interact with each other.
यस यस करेक्ट
Okay. There we will get to know कि अच्छा, if we are from MM team, then who will be the person who will help us, or from where we can get the requirement.
ओके
Requirement gathering start होगा तो who will be the contact person from the client side, uh,
ओके
like HOD of procurement, HOD of inventory management, maybe supply master data team will be different. So it is depend कि client side में कैसा they are working now. Based on that, we will get to know that okay, these are the resources working from the client side, and we are the resources working from the consulting side.
यस यस करेक्ट
Right. So these all information we are getting, and along with that, we are getting to know about the project methodologies, right? कि
यस
कौन
यस
सा method use कर रहे हैं and what are the different phases of the methodologies.
यस करेक्ट
ठीक है. Now when it is in S4 HANA, so hope you know what is S4 HANA.
यस 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 करेक्ट
Hmm.
यू नो
So S4 is the application name and HANA is the name of the database.
यस यस करेक्ट
It is a S4 HANA. Okay.
and before going that what are the changes happening in the S4 HANA
वो
Arun
वो सब छोड़ दो, सब मैं सब बताऊंगा बाद में. ठीक है. पहले now you understand, for everything we'll talk separately. If I'll mix everything ना, आप confuse हो जाओगे.
yeah okay no issue
ठीक है. So now next is, क्या था, किक ऑफ मीटिंग तो हो गया, चलो पता चल गया आपको, किक ऑफ मीटिंग स्टार्ट हो गया. सो वंस किक ऑफ मीटिंग हैज बीन स्टार्टेड, इसके बाद वी वर्क ऑन द वर्कशॉप्स. अब ये वर्कशॉप क्या होता है पता है?
वर्कशॉप में मालूम नहीं है
Okay. So it generally happens when you need some, like when we start the requirement gathering. Okay.
ओके
रिक्वायरमेंट गैदरिंग फेज में दिस वर्कशॉप स्टार्ट्स. वर्कशॉप का मतलब है कि सपोज मान लो, एज आई मेंशन कि 3rd से प्रोजेक्ट स्टार्ट होने वाला है, 3rd अक्टूबर.
ओके
ठीक है. 3rd अक्टूबर को प्रोजेक्ट स्टार्ट होने वाला है, तो एंड दीज आर द डिफरेंट फेजेस. ठीक है.
ओके
सो बेसिकली इट कम्स इन द एक्सप्लोर फेज. एक्सप्लोर फेज में क्या होता है कि, ओके लेट्स टॉक अबाउट द फेजेस फर्स्ट. देखो, एक होता है डिस्कवर फेज. सो SAP S4 HANA सजेस्ट not to work in SAP method, not to work on waterfall method. They always suggest to work in activate methodology.
ओके
So SAP is suggesting to work only in S4 HANA, should work in activate methodology only.
ओके
Okay, where you will get to know, like the initial phase is the discover phase.
ओके
सो बेसिकली इन डिस्कवर फेज में आप क्या कर रहे हो, यू आर ट्राइंग टू गेट द एक्सपीरियंस विद द सिस्टम।
Okay.
कि सपोज यू आर वर्किंग इन S4 HANA, सो S4 HANA में अब सिस्टम कैसा है। सो बेसिकली यू आर गेटिंग टू नो अबाउट द लुक एंड फील वाला। इसमें S4 HANA में क्या क्या प्रोविजंस है, क्या क्या फंक्शनैलिटीज है, ठीक है, ये इसका इन्वायरमेंट कैसा है, कैसे काम करता है, वेदर यू आर वर्किंग इन S4 HANA ऑन क्लाउड या फिर S4 HANA ऑन प्रीमाइस,
Okay.
you are getting to know all this. So basically we don't know always the, maybe if you are working as a consultant, maybe आपको पता नहीं चलेगा, your team lead and project lead may be knowing about it because they will only be involved in the initial calls.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So maybe they can take it for 1 week or 2 week to uh, for the awareness of all the system part, where they will interact with the basis team also, security team also, a web team also. So that is how the work is going on in the discover phase.
Okay.
तो डिपेंड करेगा ये जो, दिस इज द प्रोजेक्ट टाइमलाइन, फॉर एग्जांपल आई हैव जस्ट टेकन द एग्जांपल, ठीक है। सो प्रोजेक्ट जो टाइमलाइन बनता है ना, दिस इज हाउ द प्रोजेक्ट लाइन टाइमलाइन प्रिपेयर, वी आर प्रिपेयरिंग। सो बेसिकली द प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर प्रिपेयर दिस टाइम शीट,
Okay.
पर दे विल डिसाइड 1 week का लगेगा प्रिपेयर फेज या 2 weeks का। सो जस्ट यू इमेजिन दिस इज 1 week, दिस इज 2 week,
Okay.
ठीक है। द नेक्स्ट फेज इज योर प्रिपेयर फेज।
Okay.
सो वंस योर डिस्कवर फेज इज ओवर, सो डिस्कवर फेज का टाइमलाइन रहेगा कि चलो 1 week और 2 weeks जो भी टाइमलाइन रहेगा। सो वंस दिस इज डन, नाउ वी कैन स्टार्ट विद द डिस्कवर फेज, सॉरी प्रिपेयर फेज, आफ्टर कंप्लीशन ऑफ डिस्कवर फेज।
Okay.
तो प्रिपेयर फेज में क्या करते हैं, we are just trying to check that the system which we will have, so maybe you will be getting some sandbox system, और वहाँ पे आप पूरा एंड टू एंड एक एग्जीक्यूट करोगे कि ऐसे ऐसे इश्यूज होता है, ठीक है। वैसे भी बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस में क्या क्या फंक्शनैलिटीज है, so यूजुअली कोई करता नहीं है ये चीज, बिकॉज एवरी क्लाइंट एवरी कंसल्टेंट इज नोइंग अबाउट इट, बट दिस इज द टाइम विच वी आर टेकिंग।
Okay.
सो सपोज अभी टीम आइडेंटिफाई हो गया कि चलो डिस्कवर फेज में टीम आइडेंटिफाई भी हो जाएगा कि 5 रिसोर्स काम कर रहे हैं। सो ऑन दिस 5 रिसोर्सेज हु विल बी सॉरी ट्रैवलिंग टू ऑन साइट, हु विल बी वर्किंग फ्रॉम ऑफशोर, ठीक है। फिर रिसोर्स एलोकेशन हो जाएगा, ऑनबोर्डिंग हो जाएगा, देन इन डेवलपमेंट फेज में सबको एंगेज कर दिया जाएगा प्रिपेयर फेज में कि चलो यू हैव 2 weeks ऑफ टाइम, प्लीज गो थ्रू द system properly, plus you can start preparing of the workshop, okay, वर्कशॉप में क्या होगा एंड देन, ठीक है। सो ये सब होता है, दिस इज व्हेन यू विल बी वर्किंग इन द प्रिपेयर फेज।
Okay.
प्रोजेक्ट कैसे हम लोग काम करेंगे, क्या करेंगे, प्रोजेक्ट कहाँ से स्टार्ट होगा, कैसे फाइनल होगा, ठीक है, टीम फाइनलाइजेशन एंड ऑल, सो दैट एवरीथिंग विल गेट टू नो इन दिस प्रिपेयर फेज।
Okay.
तो ये इसका 2 week चला गया, इसका 2 week चला गया, 4 week, सो एक मंथ में ये दोनों ही, ये दो ही काम हुआ है, उसके बाद और कुछ नहीं हुआ है,
Okay.
ठीक है। उसके बाद अगर मे बी किक ऑफ मीटिंग पहले रख दिया तो इट्स फाइन, नहीं तो उससे उसके बाद में दे कैन शेड्यूल ए किक ऑफ कॉल नाउ,
Okay.
जब एक्सप्लोर फेज स्टार्ट होगा तो।
Okay.
सो व्हेन दे विल schedule this call, whether for example suppose now kickoff call ho या फिर workshop call, whatever call we have, for this we have 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, 4 week, 5 week, 5 week
Okay.
का टाइम है। सो एक्सप्लोर फेज थोड़ा लंबा जाता है, इट टेक्स टाइम।
Okay.
सो इनिशियल टाइम में सपोज वी हैव जस्ट डिस्कस्ड अबाउट द किक ऑफ कॉल, सो किक ऑफ कॉल हो गया, यू गॉट टू नो दैट हु आर योर लाइक who are working from the client side, फिर प्रोजेक्ट प्लान डिस्कशन हो गया कि चलो जब ये किक ऑफ कॉल स्टार्ट होगा, मे बी वी विल एक्सप्लेन दैट कि ओके डिस्कवर फेज वी हैव कंप्लीटेड, प्रिपेयर वी हैव कंप्लीटेड, नाउ वी हैव द सेट ऑफ रिसोर्सेज रेडी फॉर द प्रोजेक्ट, सो वी आर गोइंग टू स्टार्ट द एक्सप्लोर फेज बाय टुमारो बिकॉज वी हैव ऑल द रिसोर्सेज अवेलेबल नाउ, ठीक है। तो ये टाइमलाइन वहां पे लिखा होगा कि ओके इफ इट इज गोइंग टू स्टार्ट फ्रॉम टुमारो, सो इट कैन बी मे बी वीकली वाइज या फिर डे वाइज, डिपेंड होगा कि ये प्रोजेक्ट प्लान कैसे बनाया वो लोग, सो हाउ डिड दे प्रिपेयर इट,
Okay.
ओके। सो वंस इट इज डन, देन नाउ Suppose tomorrow it is going to start. So what is going to start? So tomorrow your workshop is going to start. Now what are we going to do in this workshop? So this client
Oh,
workshop is like divided based on the topics. So there will be a workshop 1, workshop 2, workshop 3, ऐसे करके they will be like workshop 2, workshop 3, workshop 4, ऐसे करके they will schedule the workshop for the whole month.
okay.
ठीक है, या फिर मे बी फॉर 1 मंथ या फिर 15 days 20 days वट एवर दे हैव शेड्यूल्ड. सो अब क्या होगा फर्स्ट वर्कशॉप 1 में क्या होगा कि नाउ वी आर गोइंग टू बिकॉज ऐसे क्लाइंट इज नॉट अवेयर ऑफ एसएपी. एसएपी कैसे दिखता है, मे बी दे आर गोइंग टू इम्प्लीमेंट फ्रॉम द स्क्रैच.
Yes, yes, correct.
They don't know how SAP works. So we will be explaining what is enterprise structure in it. So we'll start from the beginning. Always we start from with the enterprise structure.
Okay,
When we start this workshop enterprise structure, maybe we from MM team or the finance team, anybody can take the lead of this workshop 1 enterprise structure, where we will be talking about the enterprise structure. Ki enterprise structure hota kya hai SAP में. So
okay,
we'll talk about that, and then we will showcase parallelly in the system. SAP system में जो test system होगा ना, जो system readiness and all we have checked in the prepare phase.
okay,
फेज में हम लोग सब चेक कर लिए ना, बिफोर स्टार्टिंग दिस फेज एवरीथिंग वी हैव चेक्ड, वी हैव द सिस्टम डमी सिस्टम, वी हैव चेक्ड एवरीथिंग. ठीक है, then we'll show to the client that this is how the enterprise structure looks like.
okay,
So we will first present it with the help of the PPT, and after that we will explain that to the client as well. So there the client may ask you to show in the system live. So once you are completed with your PPT and then you have shown that this is how the process works, this is how the first thing we are going to create the company code in the enterprise structure, then we are moving to the next. So you are talking about different like activities which is involved here.
okay,
Then once it is done, the client may ask you to show in the system. Then we will open our dummy system. So somebody will be responsible within our team, and we will start and creating and showing them that, okay, this is how. So if it is related to finance, like company code, controlling area, or any enterprise structure which is part of finance, they will complete their configuration. They will be showing ki, acha, this is the enterprise structure creates. Suppose they will start creating company codes. Then they will start talking, okay, what is this? So basically in workshop, we are showing it that this is how the functionality we have in SAP. Parallelly, we are starting the requirement gathering phase as well.
okay,
Okay, so where you will get to know ki these are the requirement which client is having. So suppose you are now telling ki there is a company, there will be a company codes. So how many company codes will be there? So what is the use of company code? Why do we need multiple company codes? They can have multiple questions from the client end.
okay,
Okay, so these all information we are gathering, and then where somebody, like as I said, if you have 4 or 5 of teams, so somebody will be presenting it, somebody will be explaining it to the client, and somebody will be making notes of all these whatever we are discussing with the client. So this all will be part of your workshop.
okay,
Okay, and there will be
okay,
Excel sheet which will be also like maintained key whatever we have, what is the MOM today. So parallelly MOM also will be ready. MOM is minutes of meeting.
okay. Yes, yes, yes.
In today's 1 hour workshop or 2 hour workshop, what did we discuss? So after completion of the workshop, this minutes of meeting will be shared with the client. Okay, this is based on today's discussion. This is what we have discussed, and this is the minutes of meeting. So when you are preparing the minutes of meeting, whatever the topics we have discussed, we will be talking about that. Okay, this part is done, this part is done, this part is done. This is maybe during plant enterprise structure discussion, we got to know that. So we told them that there are, this is how you can define or create a new plant. Then there itself, we get to know that how many plant they have, right?
Okay,
So 1 plant, 2 plant, 3 plant, 4 plant. So before this call, there is also called, it is depend if they want to go with that. So there is a uh, call which they will schedule, and they will be there will be a document prepare as it is called as is document
Yes, yes.
as is. So suppose they want to, so many clients, what they will do, they will prepare, they will discuss about the as is document first, and then only they will get into the workshop.
Yes, correct.
Or during workshop itself, they can discuss about the as is process.
Okay.
Okay, so as is process means current process. What
Yes,
are
yes.
you doing currently? So suppose they can discuss ki, okay, before starting the workshop, in the
Yes.
workshop call itself, could you please explain us the current business process?
Okay.
Or maybe this is what already you have discussed during your kickoff meeting.
Okay.
Okay, so there you're getting to know that this is the current process, this is the current software which they are using, and these many plants they have. So we will be asking from the MM point of view when we will talk about enterprise structure. As is may, what are the plant they have? How many plant they have?
Okay.
Maybe currently they will have 4 plant, but they can say like in next 2 months we are going to start 2 more plants, so you can add 6 plants now. Okay.
Okay.
Then we can discuss. Okay, we have the plant code functionality in SAP. Maybe in current software which they are using, they don't have the plant code functionality. They are just calling it as a new plant, old plant, or plant 1, plant 2, plant 3, whatever the name of the plant they have, they can talk about that.
Okay.
Okay. So this all information we will be discussing. Similarly, we'll talk about plant, storage location, purchase organization. So these are part of our enterprise structure, and purchase group, which is part of enterprise, part of our purchase organization itself.
Okay.
So how many plants they have, for each plant, how many storage location they required, what will be the storage location code. So we will be showing again key for everything we have the code functionality, and along with that we have the description of that, whether it is a plant, storage location, purchase organization, or purchasing group.
Okay.
Okay. So these all we will explain, and then client also will have some questions, and based on that we will answer them. If they are agree, that's fine. If something they asked and we could not answer, that will be our part of MOM and will be the like answer for the next call. Maybe if suppose client have asked some question and we could not answer during our call, then what to do? Sometimes we, as a consultant, we think that if we are working in a call, if suppose client has asked something and we could not answer something, sometimes the consultants will try to bluff here, or we can tell like, okay, guma guma ke kuch bhi you will answer.
Okay.
Okay. So you will try to convince them, but sometimes we should not do that. In that case, we can just clearly, honestly, we should tell like, okay, we'll come back with this by the next call. We'll check with the team and we'll get back by the next team and the next call. Okay, we have to finish that,
Okay.
and then we can investigate it later. So this is what happens because we are explaining whatever it is there in standard in the system. But when we are working in the real time, client may have the requirements which we cannot meet in SAP. So there are 2 ways we can tell that we can go for enhancement, or it is your decision, right? So, or maybe we'll check with the team and we'll come back. So we have to answer like this. Okay.
Okay.
If it is a completely a new change, so we know that in standard functionality we don't have or we cannot achieve this, then we can tell that, okay, we'll come back, we'll discuss with the technical team, maybe we'll involve the app team, we'll discuss about this, and then we'll come back. So
Okay.
this is what you have discussed with your client, and your workshop is completed. And then this MOM due. So when you are sending your MOM, minutes of meeting, after every call, what has been finalized? What is like decision made? So client may say that, okay, these are okay, these many plants we need, this many description is required, this many storage locations, everything is finalized in enterprise structure. On top of this, when they are defining, so this is how during the workshop client will see key when you are defining a plant. So you are giving the plant code, address, and other details. On that screen itself, they want some additional information which is not available in the standard.
Okay.
Okay. So wahan pe that your enhancement and customization will come into the picture. So there we can tell that, okay, if this is a requirement, we'll check with the technical team and we'll get back. So these all information key during our MOM, during our call in MOM, you have to mention that this is like yet to be decided. This functionality is decision is made. Okay, this is what you will complete your MOM and you will send it to the client.
Okay.
A client client also will go through all the MOM, whatever they have discussed, because somebody from the client side also will be fully responsible for this project.
Yes, yes.
So dedicatedly, he will check that whatever we have discussed, everything is mentioned in this document or not, or in MOM, it is decided or it is mentioned or not.
Okay.
If something you have mentioned wrongly, they will revert back that this is what not discussed. Please make it correctly. And if suppose additionally, we can ask if suppose we have missed something in the MOM, please let us know. We will add that in the MOM. So suppose sometimes we'll have some discussion and we forgot to add some points in our MOM. So client may add that additional functionality also to add that in the MOM. Because MOM is the reference meeting document. It helps to create your business blueprint document very clearly.
Okay.
Okay. So this is how your one first workshop is completed. Then maybe second workshop, it is scheduled for your material master.
Okay.
Now in your material master, now it is depend your data team is separately working for your project, or your MM team is MM team itself is looking into the data part. Data part means master data part.
Okay.
Okay. So in material master again, we will explain that, okay, these are the different type of materials we have in SAP. These are the standard material type. These are the standard material type code which we are using, right? We have the number range concept. We have the material group concept. So these all we will be discussing in this material master workshop, right?
Okay.
So we will show everything initially in the PPT, and after that, we will showcase them into the system that this is how we are going to create a material master. So before creating the material master, we have the material type concept. So in that material type, so we cannot show them we don't show usually the configuration. We will show them that these are the material type we have available. And for each material type, we have a number range concept, so that whenever we'll create any material by using any material type, this number will pick. Okay. Now, please let
Okay.
us know what number range you want to provide. You are suggesting us to give for the
Yes.
raw material type or for finished material type. So for each material type, we will be asking them. Then they may
Yes,
ask
yes, correct.
what is the use of number range, right? So we have to
Okay.
explain that this, if we are giving the number range from 1,000 to 50,000, that means these many numbers will be, our system will allow you to create the material. So for each material, whenever you will create, based on your material type, this number will pick.
Yes, yes, correct.
So that is how we will explain it to the client. Then same thing for different type of material we will discuss.
Okay.
For raw material, this will be the number range. And we can also suggest them that for each type of material, if you will provide different number range series, maybe for 1 series will be for raw material, for 2 series will be for finished material, 3 series for semi-finished material. So like that, for each material type, we can have different number ranges.
Okay.
Okay, so that it would be easy for them for the identification.
Yes, correct.
So that is how we have discussed. Then client have also some questions based on that. Then we will show them that, okay, this is how we can create a material. So first you have to select the material type, then you have to select your industry sector, then you have to select views, then you have to select a plant. Then if you know there is a particular storage location where you can store this material, then you will maintain the storage location.
Okay.
And then inside, when you will start creating material, you will have different views. Like
Yes,
in basic data one view, this is what the mandatory field which is
yes,
required.
yes,
So during that call itself, they will be asking, okay, we want some additional customization or enhancement in this field. So
okay.
You are generally, what are you seeing in your basic data one? Description of the material, because material number is picking automatically if it is internal.
Okay.
So material description, you are giving unit of measurement, you are giving material group you are giving. Now, additionally, client wants that when I'm creating this material, there should be a field called color. So in a new field we
Okay.
require. So that whenever I'll create any material, my user should know that for which color of material they are creating. Maybe that is the requirement,
Okay.
is their business industry. So this is one of the example which you can give. Suppose somebody will ask during your implementation, what gap you found. So you can see this is one of your gap. Gap means which is not in standard.
Okay.
Okay. So now those things we'll discuss. Then we will make a note of all the discussion, whatever we discussed about each view, basic data one or basic data two. If you are maintaining anything, then we're going to purchasing view. Then you are going to plan data storage one, plan data storage two, or in accounting one view. So these are the important view from MM which we are maintaining. Apart from this, usually we will have multiple views, right? We'll have the sales view, production view, then we'll have the finance view, we'll have the maintenance view, we'll have the quality view, we'll have the warehouse view. Right?
Yes,
For
sir.
each module will have different views. So
Yes,
if
correct.
we are selecting different views, then what are the fields are coming? Okay. If it is integrated module view, then from where this data is picking, what data is required there. So these all will be part of our discussion.
Okay.
Okay. So here maybe cross module team will be there in this material master discussion, and we'll explain. So every module, if suppose something is relevant to some different module, they can explain, because we can explain the R part. We cannot explain why the finance like views are created, what is the use of that. So we are not responsible for that. So finance team will be responsible for that.
Okay.
Okay. So that is what we have to discuss, and then again for this the MOM will be ready. So likewise for each workshop, material master, then we'll discuss our vendor master or business partner, then info record, source list, quota arrangement. Likewise, every topic will have a workshop. Then we can move to a pricing procedure, printout, how the printout looks like, how those terms and conditions will be maintained, then how the inventory management workshop will be divided. So these all will be part of the workshop and it will be designed. So once your workshop is completed, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 week of workshop completed. And whenever we are discussing parallelly, we are preparing a business blueprint document. So
Okay.
one is as is document, which we are discussing about with the client. Based on that, we'll prepare the as is document also. The current may what they are using, what they are doing. Okay. And based on the current, how the to be will be there.
Yes,
Means
yes.
how we are going to prepare the final business blueprint document with reference to the current as is process.
Yes. To be is for, yeah, what we are going to do in the changes in the
Right, right.
standard.
What we are going to do in SAP as part of this implementation based on the as is.
Yes, yes, correct.
Right. So once this to be is done, your business blueprint is ready. Now, not ready. Your discussion has started. Your discussion is going parallelly. We will have all the requirements now, all the standard requirement, all the enhancement requirements. Then we'll set up a call with the client and we will explain that this is our final business blueprint document based on the discussion with your team and our team. This is what the requirement we have. So this is the as is document. Based on the as is document, we have prepared this the business blueprint document, which has to be in SAP.
Okay.
So we will present it to the client. Then again, client will go through each and everything. So one thing during workshop, we have discussed, then MOM prepared. Based on the MOM, those data we copied to the business blueprint document. Now business blueprint document is ready. So maybe the customer may ask you to present first the as is process so that they will understand that based on the discussion, how we have prepared the as is document. And then they will compare the as is and the BBP document. That based on the as is, this is the BBP final document. So it would be easy for the customer as well that this is our current business process, which we are working on. And based on that, the requirement are there in as is or not. And the same which we have discussed, or the new requirements which are we going to configure or design in S4 is there in business blueprint document or not. So once they will compare, they will go through it. We will present it in front of the client. So we all will be, their call will be scheduled and we will be explaining them. Then they will go through each and everything. Maybe in business blueprint document also, they can ask us to make some changes. So again, we'll make the note during our discussion that, okay, then this topic, these are the changes or these are the additional changes. Because maybe when you have discussed about or when you have taken the requirement gathering from the user, so you have interacted with the user. But when you are presenting it along with the user, your like HODs or maybe the VP or CU, they also may be present in the call.
Okay.
They knows each and out in and out everything of the organization. So if suppose something is missing, they can ask us to add that.
Okay.
Okay, so that we will be adding as part of our change version. In the first version of the business blueprint document, this is what we have prepared. Then I'll show you how the business blueprint looks like. So then we'll be explaining that, okay, in this topic, these are the new changes we have. So again, somebody will like explain, somebody will present, somebody will make all these notes, right? And after completion of this, so it goes, that's the reason it takes time. It may take 1 month also, it may take 4 to 5 months also sometimes.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Uh, then once it is done, then finally, like we'll create one more version. Then again, we'll present it to the client, right? Then the client will go through all these. Then again, maybe some ask, maybe next times they will ask us to remove something and add something else, some new requirements. So likewise, it goes, and after 3 4 time of this presentation, finally your business blueprint document is ready. Now client will say, we are good to go now. So now they will ask us to start. You can start your realization phase, means your configuration. So before configuration, they have to give. So we'll drop an email to them with this final business blueprint document, and we'll ask them to provide the approval. So they will provide the client side, whoever will be responsible, they will provide or they will give the approval for sign off that, okay, it's good to go now. Please start your configuration.
Okay.
On the top of this, once we'll start our configuration, suppose you got something, some new requirement during your configuration, then those can be a part of your CR, change request.
Okay.
Okay, so you can tell that, okay, based on this discussion and based on our timeline, we have started our configuration. Now, if it is a new requirement, if it is a complex requirement, then we can say, okay, this will be part of our change request. So whatever it is finalized, so before starting the project, if suppose the decision is made that if any new requirement, whether it is small or the complex, uh, we will take it after this configuration, whatever is decided so far and approval which we have. Or it can be also part like if it is a minor change, then please do that change and maintain that in the BBP document and update it.
Okay.
Okay. If it is a complex change, then we can say, okay, then it will be part of change request. For this, there will be a separate timeline. So we can discuss all these things.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So that is how it is completed and your BBP document is ready with you. Now you have to start your realization phase. Means you are
Okay.
going to start your configuration in the system.
Okay. Arun, one thing,
Mm.
see, if it is, I mean, S4 HANA implementation project already implemented, we're working on as a supporting project. So if you're going to changes in the any new requirements, then we'll take approval from the business, correct? Then only we'll go for the configuration.
Right.
But
Any
in greenfield implementation, we need to take each and every BP approval from the business
Yes, so this is
client.
what when you are preparing this business blueprint document, you are taking the approval from the client, right? So they will, so in
In
business, so here what happening at a time, they are checking all the configuration, whatever will be done in the system.
in greenfield implementation also.
We are talking about greenfield only.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Okay. So you are doing everything from the scratch.
Okay. Okay. Understood.
So you will have to take the approval from the from all the uh, stakeholders or whoever will be responsible.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. And
Okay.
once your requirement gathering, everything is ready, now you will get a system
Okay.
for your client. So now you will get your development system and you will start your configuration. So this is the date where your configuration started. So you'll start working and you will start designing your configuration.
Okay.
So when you will start it initially, the company code will be created by the finance team and they will inform us that these are the company codes we have created. If it required, it can be used by multiple because company code is not only used by one module, it will be used everywhere.
Yes. Correct.
Okay. Then every module consultant will start configuration. So we'll start from plant, our enterprise structure, then our master data. So whatever configuration we have, whether our enterprise structure, master data, procurement, release, our pricing, output, inventory management, all configuration we will be completing within our timeline,
Okay.
whatever timeline is given to us. It will also include your enhancement. If suppose a new enhancement is there, right? So that will also be part of this timeline. If suppose the enhancement timeline is different, maybe additionally they have asked for 1 week, but they will also initially like add in this timeline itself that including your because your enhancement and all will be parallel work when you will be working in your uh, realization phase.
Okay.
Okay. After that, once it is done, then next we are moving to the like SIT part. So maybe SIT and UAT will be scheduled for 1 week or 2 week, whatever it is finalized. So initially, first we will be doing the SIT part, system integration testing. Before doing the system integration testing, we do unit testing. Okay, so unit testing is usually before doing the integration testing, we are checking from our end that whatever configuration we have done is working correctly or not.
Okay.
So suppose tomorrow we are going to start our integration testing with the client. So before showing it to the client, we ourselves, we MMFIPP, sorry, MMFIPPSD, whatever the integrated module we have, we'll set up a call and internally we will just test it once.
Okay.
So all the TRs will be moved to the test system from development and now we will test it. So that is our unit testing. So after
Okay.
unit testing, that will be done internally. And then when this SIT is scheduled, we will connect and all the stakeholders also will be there in the call. So when we are showing the integration of MMFISD, it will be clearly mentioned in the call that this is the SIT. So in this SIT, what type of integration we are doing. So all the like responsible stakeholders also will be part of this integration and they will check whether
Okay.
integration is working fine or not. So when we are creating materials, during creation of the materials, all the like your account category reference, your valuation class, all data is speaking correctly or not. So we'll check that.
Okay.
Okay. Then we'll check on the vendor master, all the GLs and all is speaking correctly or not. Okay. Then parallelly, and suppose you have created a PR, PO, then you are going for receiving the materials. So when you are doing goods receipt, that time accounting entries are picking correctly or not. So all these will be checking properly, correct GL is picking or not. When we are transferring the stock, is there any GL is picking or not? When we are doing goods issue to any department, GL is picking or not. So these all will be checked correctly and on time. So everybody like from our end, all the consultants, and so we will get all the confirmation in this call, like during workshop, during this integration testing, that it
Yeah.
looks good or not based on the requirement, it is correct or not. So client also will say, yeah, okay, it looks good. Finance team also will confirm, yeah, the finance data is picking correctly. So
Okay.
this all will be, so it may be not only 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day, 5 days also. So it is depend. So if they want to finish in a day, they will schedule for 5, 6 hours and whole day they will do the testing. So they can finish in 2 days or 3 days.
Okay.
But if they want to schedule it, because The stakeholders will be busy with their day-to-day activity. So if they won't get time, they can ask us to be schedule it for next time or next day.
Okay.
Okay. So once again, we'll get this confirmation, SIT confirmation. So we'll prepare a document and there we will mention that, okay, during this SIT integration, we'll write first, okay, MMFI integration pass. It is correct. Decision is made. That is how we will prepare a sheet. And again, we will share a MOM to the client that based on the discussion, this is what the decision is based on the decision which was made, and integration is working correctly now, and it is good to go for the next level. The next will be our UAT, where UAT will be user acceptance testing.
Okay.
Now we will provide, before doing this UAT, we have to provide KT to some users, and we will ask them to do the testing
Okay.
that you are able to create the material or not, user is able to create the PR or not, how the screen looks like. So they will have the touch and feel.
Okay.
Sometimes client may ask you to do UAT on behalf of the users. That is also possible. Okay.
Sometimes client will request to do for UAT from your side. Like as a SAP consultant, you have to do for UAT, right? Sometimes
Yes. Yes.
business will request to.
Do the UAT on behalf of the users.
Yeah, yes, yes, correct.
Right. So in that case, we will do the UAT and we will be showing them then, okay, this is how the PR screen looks like. So
Mhm.
then we'll open the PR. Here the user need to select the document type, what type of requisition he's going to create. Right.
Okay.
Then for which, what material or what service is going to create, for which plant they are going to create. So they will be selected.
Okay. Okay.
So we'll be showing them that this is what we can do. Then
Okay.
next is, so then next again, based on the topics, we will be checking all the decided or designed uh, UAT topics, and we'll complete our UAT activity. So
Okay.
then in UAT activity, again, so there will be a proper document where you need to mention that, okay, create a PR. So when you will create a PR, what will be the next screen will appear, that you need to mention in the Excel sheet. So you need to mention like, okay, first activity is create a PR. So when you will creating a PR, what is the next screen? So PR screen is will appear,
Yes, correct.
right? The next you are writing that, okay, we have to then maintain or enter PR, and then enter document type,
Yes.
and enter document type, material or service, and plant, and press enter. So this is what you need to maintain. You need to mention clearly in the document. So user will get to know. Then you will press enter. Once you press enter, what will be the next screen will come. So like this, and finally you will have the state of success or completed.
Okay.
So your create a PR process, you have shown it to the client and it is completed. So like that, you will be showing for create a PO. How can they create a PO? How can they approve a PO? Right? For that, there will be different steps. And like that, it will be success or fail. Okay. And finally, you will have all these steps, whatever you are going to show it to the client, and you will have the approval that, okay, UAT is done. So
Okay.
UAT is, once UAT is done, then now before getting into the live, we'll have the cutover activity. So now in that cutover activity, we are going to finalize what are the data we need to migrate it to S4. What are the master data, whatever the transactional data from old system to this current SAP S4 system. What are the data we are going to load? So if there is a separate data team, they will be involved in the data migration part. Otherwise, if we are doing, we have to do it with the help of LSMW or LTMC.
Okay. In LSM, in ECC, LSMW we are using, using, right?
Even in S4 also, we are using the same, that is
LTMC.
in we have LTMC, it is a new concept in S4, but still we are using LSMW, we are more comfortable. So
Okay.
difference between LSMW and LTMC is In LTMC, we have a separate, like now in LSMW, we have different phases, right? 10 to 11 steps we have, which we need to complete one by
Yes, yes,
one.
yes, yes.
First, you need to create the project, sub-project. Then you have to select what type of, whether you're doing master data load or transactional data load. So you need
Yeah.
to select all this activity one by one, you need to complete.
Okay.
Basically in LTMC, you have mm, a template there, everything will be created. You need to just uh, maintain the data and you have to just load that. But we are facing some issues during this, but sometimes it is working fine or not, but it is completely depend which one is which one you are following. Also, we need the take of the we need to take the help of the ABAPer sometimes to load the data.
Okay.
Directly they will load all this data. So this is the coordination how we are doing with the WAP team and we are working together.
Okay.
And then finally, once all the data and all everything is ready, then the go live date will be finalized. The tomorrow it will go live. So all the resource will be available for whole day, or maybe at least the time where they have decided that within this time period they have to available. And once it is went live, so suppose it went live, then last will be the phase which we call it as a hypercare support.
Okay.
Hypercare support is usually for 1 month.
Okay.
So within this 1 month, whatever problem will be faced by the client, we will support them for that. Whatever the issues they will be getting. But after 1 month, those will be chargeable for one incident. So now after this, now your implementation has been completed. Till 1 month, hypercare support you're providing. After that, your project support will start.
Okay.
So now, whether we are providing project support or client is going for the support to some other company, it is their decision. Because
Yes,
now,
sir.
ticket wise, each incident wise, each uh, request wise, they will have the budget. Or maybe within 1 month, whatever the issues will be coming, this will be the budget. Per week, whatever the issues will be coming, this will be the budget. So that is their decision how they are going to finalize that.
Yes. Otherwise, they will take like 1 year, 6 months, like contract, right? They will take
Yes.
full
Yes.
contract.
Full contract. Mostly they will take the AMS for annual maintenance support
Yes, sir.
for 1 year. So in 1 year, whatever the issues will be coming,
Yes,
this
sir.
will be the cost and this will be the resource required to support.
Yes, sir.
When we are working in support, usually if suppose you are working for a client and they have they are operating in multi countries, in different countries. So in that case, you have to provide 24/7 support.
Okay.
So 24/7 support from Monday to Friday.
Okay.
So now how this 24/7 will be like finalized, or how this 24/7 they will work, it is depend on the support company.
Okay.
Maybe one resource will be working from morning shift, afternoon shift, evening shift. Okay.
Okay.
Or now again it will depend what type of issues they are receiving.
Okay.
What type of ticket issues, P1 issues, P2 issues, P3
Yes,
issues,
yes, yes,
high
correct.
priority, low priority, medium priority. Based on that, they will work. And for each type of priority tickets, they will have their time. And based on that, they have to respond. If
Okay.
anything went wrong, client will escalate, then again we'll work. So that is our day-to-day activity. Without escalation, project doesn't run.
Okay.
Okay, so this is about your project preparation part and all. Now coming to business blueprint document, how it looks like and how we are going to prepare it. So here basically you are going to mention your company name, in which company you are working, and here you are going to mention your client name, for which client you are going to implement. So wherever you are working, your company name will be here. You are going to mention what are the document, what are you going to do as for HANA material management procurement, material management sourcing and procurement. If you want to mention, you can mention your version as well. Business blueprint document for MRT tire or whatever the client name will have. Then this is the format basically. So you are going to mention your project name, what is the opportunity, versions. So that, it will depend how many times you are going to change your version. Version 1, version 2 document, version 3. So like that, you are creating multiple versions. So if any change you are doing in the system, in this document, then you are making it as that version, and what change you are going to do. That change you are going to mention here in this document change control. What is the version number? When did you change? Who has revised? And what change you did? And that
Okay.
you're going to update in the system. So that you will also have the track that first time when you prepared this document was separate. When second time when you prepared version 2, this change you have done in this page and this section. Third time when did you any change? You have made that change in this section, in this question, and this is what you have updated. So likewise, you will have 4, 5, or 10 version of business blueprint document. So there you can get to know that in first version, what did you do? In second version, what change you did. In third version, what changes you have done. So you
Okay.
will be getting to know all this detailed information about your business blueprint. Okay. Then all your table of content will be there. In the table of content, you are going to mention what are the configuration you are going to do. What is your enterprise structure, how many plant you have, how many storage location you have, everything. So whatever we are, this is part of our like training activities. The same thing will be there in your business blueprint document also.
Okay.
So leave that, ignore that. From here, this is how you are going to mention. You're not going to show the configuration path to the client. So when you
Okay.
are defining the organization structure, however, what is plant and how many plants we have, what is the name of the plant, and for each plant, what is the plant code. So client have to provide all this information. What is the description, whether you are calling it plant 1, plant 2, plant 3, or you are calling it old plant, new plant, or any new plant, whatever they want. So based on
Okay.
this, so based on the requirement gathering after workshop, this is how the business blueprint document we are preparing. Then
Okay.
purchase organization again. So we are removing completely the configuration path when we are preparing this business blueprint document. So there will be a separate configuration document where the client may ask whatever configuration you are doing, please make a separate configuration document. And before leaving, please hand over to us.
Okay.
Okay, so one is configuration document, then one is this purchase group. Sorry, this is your business blueprint document. Then after that, you will have a KDS document that is called key data structure document, where then you will have a BPML document, business process master list. So I'll share those documents, just go through that once.
Okay.
Then master data. So likewise, whatever configuration we are going to do based on the discussion with the client, we are finalizing it, and this is what we are going to show it to the client as part of our workshop.
So whatever going to do in the from our side, side, we will need to mention in the BP, right? From
Not BP,
what's
it is called
to
not it is not called BP, it is called BBP, Business
yes, yes,
Blueprint Document.
yes, yes, correct. From starting to ending.
Yes. So whatever we are doing, separately, finance team will have their own business blueprint document. So
Okay, okay,
we will have two document, as is document and business blueprint document.
okay,
So
okay,
in the as is format also will be like this only, but in as is, whatever the currently the client is doing, those things we are going to mention. And
okay,
business blueprint document, in BBP document, we are going to mention what are we going to do in SAP as compared to the SAP, sorry, as compared to as is document.
okay, correct.
So everything is clear.
Yeah, clear, Arun.
Okay. So it would be easy for you to discuss for any calls. Okay, 1 second. Anything else you have today?
Nothing. You have work, Arun?